Hi Stampers, it's Meg. Welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg and my LovenStamps studio. I'm excited you guys are here because I have the fourth project from our LovenStamps monthly tutorials to share with you, and it is a really great card. It's actually like a 3 greeting card, and it has some fun panels. This is a card style that I've seen a couple times lately, and it has some pieces that move. So it's actually really simple to do. You're just gonna need your trimmer and some little thought there, but not too much, don't worry. I know it's early. So here's our card. It has this H panel on the front, and what I did was have our greeting on the front, thank you, and then this opens, it says, that was so sweet of you, and then on the inside it says, you always have a way of making my day. So wouldn't this be a fun card to, will be great to receive, but also to share with someone. And I'm gonna show you how I selectively layered the pieces so that we have our greetings hidden until you're ready for them to be revealed. So, all right, so let's grab our cardstock supplies here and I will get you started on making this card. So again, if you're watching this tutorial because you are checking out the tutorials that you got from me as a printable PDF, then you'll have the directions and stuff. If you don't have those directions, you can get them, the printed directions, by placing an order in my online store. And if you order at least $50 or more, which probably you'll want to do because it's Sale-a-bration, and you get free stamps, then you actually get 2 card kits to go. And those card kits, I'll just show you real fast, are for our bag box, our strawberry bag box, and the strawberry spinner card. See how that opens and spins there, that fun element. So anyway, those were presented on my channels last week, so you can check those out. Okay, so card base is a regular half sheet, 5.5 by 8.5. I'm gonna take my trimmer and my scoring blade, I'm gonna score it in half at 4.5, 4.25, sorry, in half. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm gonna do. If you need to, you can bend it once just so you can see your score line. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut twice. I'm gonna cut at 1.25, which is right up at this edge here. You can kind of double check it here. And I'm gonna start my blade in the middle. You can start here and go up, but I find it's really hard to be accurate or precise, I guess. If you're like a high school chemistry student, you have to learn the difference between accuracy and precision all the time. It's like part of every chemistry class over and over again. So we want to be precise. So we're gonna actually put our blade down right at the end. I'm just gonna press it right in the middle of the cardstock and pull it, which means right there we have that cut exactly where we want. Although we don't. I actually cut it at 1 inch instead of 1.25 inches, but whatever. Usually I cut both 1.25 inches on both sides. It's gonna work out fine, so I'm gonna carry on. Because the next step we're gonna do is to go ahead and adhere this paper. And because I want the paper to adhere on both sides of all of my panels, I'm actually gonna put the adhesive on here, which is a little dangerous. Make sure your adhesive isn't gonna show on the edges, but it does help to ensure that my panel layer goes on here. And this is the Very Delightful Designer Series paper, which is available only until the end of February as a Sale-a-bration item or while supplies last. So don't wait too long. Okay, so now I'm gonna line my cardstock up again. I'm going to pull my blade up here again, and I'm going to cut in the same spot exactly. And then I'm gonna remember that I cut it in the wrong spot the first time. Oh no, what did I do? Where did I line that up? So weird. I did 1.25. Okay, 1.5. It's supposed to be 1.5. Sorry guys. Anyway, read all the directions first, right? Okay, so I did mine in 2 different places, but you can do yours at 1.5 inches on both sides if you like. Or you can copy this exactly and be like, oh, that's how Meg did it. All right, so I have that trimmed. And then the next part I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this side piece across here. And I'm gonna offset it so it only goes a little bit on this side and a lot on this side. I don't usually line things up in the center of my cards. I usually like things to be offset so that it makes your eye travel to the focal point a little easier. Sometimes putting stuff right in the midline like really grabs you and makes it hard to view other parts. So I'm gonna put a teeny bit of adhesive there and a little more here because I don't want the adhesive to overlap our cut lines. All right, and handily, I have these plaids here so that I know my card is lined up, okay? All right, so now we have our hook across. See how that works? Now, sometimes people put the designer series paper on top so that this is like sandwiched between the layers, and that's certainly a fine way to do it. I kind of like this because it looks like the element on the front of the card. It looks like a card front rather than a card with a weird panel in it. So you can kind of do what works for your situation. All right. The next thing I need for my card is a circle piece. So I'm gonna need a large circle for the front and a small circle for the inside. So I'm gonna grab my 2 1/4 and my 1.5 inch punch and punch these both now. And both of these punches are in the featured products for my projects this month. So I will give you lots of different ways to use them with your tutorials. So you know that they'll be a good investment. So, all right, on the back of our paper here, I'm going to kind of eye where this is gonna go, and then I'm gonna pop some of the green background so that it's not just so floaty. There's a little bit of an anchor there, okay? And then this is gonna get popped up with, no, I'm gonna put it flat. So remember, again, think about where your adhesive is and make sure it is only on parts that are not overlapping the gap. Mind the gap, which is what you would hear at a subway station, a metro station, right? Isn't that what they say in Britain, in London? They say mind the gap. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my strip of designer series paper and I'm gonna layer this across here too. And this one, I'm gonna go ahead and put down flat also. So this one, you also must mind the gap a little bit. Make sure, since you got adhesive on the back, that it's all not in the gap. Okay, then I'm going to add some strawberries. So let's grab a piece of Whisper White cardstock here. I had one a moment ago. This one's not quite big enough. Ah, there it is. Okay, and you've probably seen me use this trick, but I have punched a matte mask so that now when I stamp, I can stamp through the holes. And I know that my punch will easily line up and punch all of those elements at the same time. So otherwise you end up with a lot of confetti from this punch, like trying to punch the different pieces, trying to find them all again, trying to double stamp them all. It's so much easier to just do them all at once. And if I find that I have extra pieces, remember to stamp off your strawberry. If I find that I have extra pieces, I just stick them in a stamp case because then they're handy for the next time. And let's see, I have my little flower. I have both stamps mounted on one block, which is kind of dangerous, but you know, it's decent if you can get away with it. All right, so then I'm gonna take my punch, which of course fits in here perfectly and punches everything at once, which I find so convenient. And then the next step with the strawberries, always to add little caps to your strawberries. So I'm gonna pop this on here. I had one the other day where I punched I just made sheets of strawberries and just punched them all. And it was super efficient because I knew exactly where they were gonna fit because I had my mask. All right, so next thing to do is to add our strawberry here. I'm gonna put a dimensional on this because this I do want to be popped up, and it's gonna go right there like that. And then on the front, I'm going to add a greeting. And so the greeting for this front part, remember, because this is our triple greeting card, is going to be thank you. And I'm going to, you could use your trimmer to do this. It's much safer. I'm gonna take a go at freehanding it. Not too bad. And then I'm going to turn this. Now, a size paper scrap that I end up a lot of times with paper crafting is 1/2 inch. Save your 1/2 inch strips and use them because they will make the most of things. And actually, this needs to be a little narrower to make the most of our pieces. So I'm gonna pop this in here in my trimmer, grab it with a little handle. This handle will hold the cardstock in place so that you can cut it. It's kind of miraculous. And I'm gonna line that up one more time. Let's see. Okay. And go ahead and pull that across. Okay, now I have a much neater narrow piece. So that trimmer is really handy for this project to get so much better. I have more of my plaid paper that shows. So I'm gonna pop a dimensional on here and add our greeting, and it's gonna overlap our strawberry so that it just really stands out. And then because we need an embellishment here on the front of our strawberry card, I'm going to grab one of the resin heart embellishments, which I am in love with because they are super cute. And I'm gonna grab this heart one. I'm gonna turn it because it's easier than moving the resin heart. There we go, and add that. So here is the front of our layered triple card here. And then on the next layer, I am going to start with a piece of ribbon because the ribbon is part of our sort of curated projects this month. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off an end there. And then I'm going to put my seal plus, or my seal, I guess I have, right on that ribbon. And I'm going to kind of line it up where I want it. I want it to go right underneath our layer here. So I guess mind the gap again. Make sure that's gonna go here. Is it gonna be hidden? Yes, perfect. And then I'm gonna trim, you know what? I'm not gonna trim, I'm just gonna leave it like that. But I am going to add adhesive to the back of this ribbon here also, because sometimes I like to add ribbon, but I don't really always want a bow. So this is a fun way to add your ribbon, and it's kind of like a buckle almost. There we go. I'm gonna leave the tail up like that. So we have our front, we have our center, and our greeting is going to go on here. And this one says, "That was so sweet of you." And I need to, it's my looking finger wave, which barely fits, but does fit on this 1.5 inch circle punch. And again, mind the gap. Make sure you don't add adhesive where it can't go. You can't put adhesive on this outer edge here. Okay, so that was so sweet of you. And I feel like this needs a little flower. So let's add a little flower to that. And we'll use a mini Stampin' Dimensional. So these are those little teeny ones. Remember to add those to your next order so you'll have the flexibility. And I'm going to pop this here so that it overlaps just outside a little bit. I wonder whether that's, no, it shows. Okay, I'm gonna pull this off. All right, did you see how I pulled that off with no residue left? So what I did was I pulled across instead of peeling up. Okay, so you pull across. And when you do that, it shears the adhesive instead of damaging your paper. So then you can go ahead and take that off. No one will ever know unless they watch this video. So you don't have to tell them. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my green lid glue because it goes exactly where I want, my multi-purpose liquid adhesive. And I'm gonna pop that on there so that I don't have to worry about where it's going. And now I'm going to put my yellow flower on there, and ta-da, it's hidden by our card front, okay? All right, so now we have the inside of our card. And for this, I'm going to stamp a little bit on the edge here because I want this to be like a sneak peek that there's more coming. There's yet another layer coming for our card. And I'm going to put our greeting, and the greeting is actually from the Berry Blessings stamp set, wishing you the very best, bountiful blessings. You always have a way of making my day. This is available as the Sale-a-bration combo item for a $100 order. And it is, oh, there it is on the back of the Sale-a-bration catalog. It is this one. So you get a full package of designer series paper and the stamp set for your $100 item. So definitely a fun one. And I'm going to go ahead and ink that up and stamp that in the middle. So this is gonna be hidden. And then to go along with it, I'm going to we'll stamp a strawberry. So there's the inside and the outside. It doesn't really matter which one you do first. I kind of decided I like both of them actually. All right, and then I need one more little bit here. So I'm going to, you know what? I'm gonna do a pear just because. So I'm not stamping through my mat now because I'm only gonna I'm only gonna use the green parts, so I don't really care whether the rest of it's gonna be confetti or not. So All right, so now I can line those up. Oh, I guess I got a little close to the edge, but that's okay. I'll set that leaf aside because I don't really need it, because what I do need is this topper. So while my strawberry is flat on the page, my topper for my strawberry is a dimensional item. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on here like that, okay? So now this is our card center, and I'm gonna pop some adhesive here on the back, and this is going to go inside our card. I think that strawberry might peek out too, a little bit of extra surprise. Oh, look, it's pretty well hidden. I timed that just right. So there you have your triple greeting card with a fun panel on the front that lifts up, the center panel with the next part of our greeting, and then the inside with your final greeting. So lots of good possibilities for this design. If you have a stamp set with multiple greetings in it that go together, or I mean, even if you just put a strawberry in the middle, you wouldn't have to have 3 greetings to go with it, but it is kind of a fun way to layer your cards and have just a little bit of surprise as you go through them. So hope you like this one. Again, it's one of the 4 projects for my tutorials for this month. I was just looking for my cards. So here is the slimline card that I did earlier this week. Here is the spinner card that I did last week with a spinner strawberry element. And I'm running out of hands. Here is the strawberry bag box, which is super sweet. Get it? It uses those little clips to go along and keep everything handy. So again, I hope you're really excited about this strawberry suite. And remember, the strawberry stamp set and the punch are available for order in the mini catalog, the January through June mini catalog. So these will be available until the end of June with this mini catalog. But the Berry Blessings and the Designer Series paper pack that match it, those are only available till the end of February. So don't wait too long to get these, because you don't want to miss out. And also they're free, right? So take a look at my website at LovenStamps.com. Look for the Card Kits to Go page, and all of the supplies are listed there for these projects. Everything you'll need to complete them the way I've shown them. Or look in the video description here, and I've linked it there too for you. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in with me. It has been a pleasure to stamp with you today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Happy stamping.